We're at Lange Söhne to look at two very beautiful Datograph models, together with Anthony de Haas.
Hello, Frank.
Hello, Anthony.
Hello.
And can you tell us first about the Datograph that was introduced in 1999 in the Lumen era? Can you tell us a bit about how it was started with the Datograph and when it was updated a few years later, and what were the upgrades before we come to the new pieces?
Well, that's a very long question.
Yeah, I know.
But I will probably give you even a longer answer.
Bring it on.
It all started in 1999. Actually, that is the reason, because this year is exactly 25 years ago that Lange Söhne launched the Datograph, the original, and that was from the Lumen, Mr. Lumen area. And it was quite a surprise for the watch industry, because they didn't expect that from these funny German guys to launch such a gorgeous in-house developed and made datograph, so a chronograph. So became a success story. Then in 2012, so more than 10 years later, we said, okay, it's good to give her an update. The 36 hours from the first generation we found a bit short, so we made the new datograph. Be careful not to touch the gorgeous and well-praised movement. So we were very careful at that time. So we made 60 hours of power reserve, and we added the power reserve indication on the dial. So again, also different versions. And then the big smash came, the big complication. In 2016, there was the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon. Wow. And the Tourbillon was hidden on the back, only for you. And you can show it to someone if you decide to show it. So this year on the fair, to celebrate the 25 years anniversary, we have a beautiful, for the first time, execution of the Datograph Up Down in white gold with a beautiful blue dial. But the technical highlight is now we have an execution of the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon in a Lumen version, and even packed in a beautiful Honeygold case, which is sensational, as well as technique, as aesthetics.
Are there technical differences between the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon and the new Lumen with the Tourbillon?
Yeah, we had to do that because with the Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon, the previous versions, which we made in platinum with a black dial and in white gold with a pink gold dial, they both have a power reserve indication in the tachymeter scalar ring between the 9 o'clock and the 12 o'clock position.
Very discreetly and elegantly positioned.
Yeah. The mechanism of that system, the indicator, is of course underneath the dial, halfway built into the very complex perpetual calendar plate. In the two earlier versions, that level let me tell you this, the mechanism of the power reserve indication is there. So on that part of that segmentation, the dial is not supported by the plate, which is not a problem if you put silver or gold dials on. But now comes the dial out of glass. We need to well support that. So we said, okay, we have to take out the mechanisms of the up and down indication, and we made a new plate, main plate, for the perpetual calendar with also suspension inside. So the glass dial is now fully supported by a rubber gasket, and from the bezel side also. So it has a kind of suspension thing. So don't worry, it's a day-to-day wearable watch, of course, because I think made to remember that we make watches for that, no? To have them on the wrist. But we don't have the power reserve indication, although the power reserve stayed the same, 50 hours in that watch.
And the other highlight this year for you is the white gold, for first time with blue dial.
Yeah.
That looked very good, very beautiful blue, by the way. And you have it on your wrist.
You're right. I have it on my wrist. So, yeah, and the blue actually is our blue. So it means we have made Lange ones and Saxonians in blue, and of course the Odysseus.
Odysseus, yeah.
But this, by the different structure of the dial, it looks completely different than on the Odysseus, for example. But yeah, it's a very nice watch. And first time we do it in white gold, and limited edition, 125 pieces. And the Honeygold Datograph Perpetual Tourbillon is 50 pieces, limited edition. because it's a very complicated beast to produce. You're either talking about a triple complication. Tourbillon, of course, stoppable on the back.
Yes.
Chronograph was, of course, instantaneously jumping, a minute counter, the flyback. The Perpetual calendar, which all indications instantaneously jump around midnight. Click, all the indications at the same time. And all the indications are illuminated. So you have the night readable outside date, the moon phase, the two dials with the day and the weekday and the leap year indications. It's quite sensational.
I'm going to have a look at it right now. Thank you so much, Tony, for presenting these beautiful watches, and congratulations on that gorgeous watch.
Thank you very much, Frank. As always, a pleasure to see you. Thank you, guys.